In this episode, Borneo Dive will explore the beauty of white sandy beaches, exclusive islands, and the underwater landscapes situated between two seas, the South China Sea and the Sulu Sea. We're headed to the island of Maliangin, Sabah. This island is not widely known among local divers, as there's only one resort available, catering to a boutique number of visitors. Consequently, it comes with a premium price tag, attracting divers from mainland China and South Korea. As we venture into the underwater terrain of Maliangin Island, we are set to explore its depths for the very first time. It's not because I have nothing to say. It's the idea that savoring this moment, waking up early in this beautiful little paradise called Maliangin. That's right, we're currently on Borneo Dive and you're watching Nibaki Zainal in a little piece of an unspoken treasure called Maliangin. It is right on top of Kudat, bordering two seas. I heard wonderful corals. I heard a story about a boy from a big city who decided to call this piece of nature home. Don't turn your screens. This is not a screensaver. This is real. This is Maliangin. The voyage to Pulau Maliangin starts from the town of Kudat, an initial 1-hour ferry trip to Pulau Banggi, followed by a 30-minute speedboat ride. Eventually, you reach a secluded island, impeccably preserved and undisturbed. The natural beauty of this place is simply breathtaking. On this island resides Kevin, a young gentleman born and raised in Kota Kinabalu, Sabah. This morning in Maliangin, I'm pretty, shall I say it's my honor because I don't usually make people coffee. So this morning I'm having a little coffee chat with our friend here, Kevin, who is, shall I say, anak Borneo, or someone that is born, bred in Borneo and decided from a big city of Kota Kinabalu, right, to choose this little small treasure and make it your own. How did you fall in love with this place?
So when I first arrived, just a short trip with my friends on a boat. Then we came and searched for beautiful places. So when I first arrived here, this place was still a jungle, but we spent the night here camping. The stars, the sea, and the nature here, I really fell in love, and then I decided to try to build something here.
How many years ago was that?
That was in 2015. Yeah, and then we started everything in 2016.
Camping trip with friends, you ended up building, I'm gonna build a resort, I'm gonna build rooms and I'm gonna call people to come here. But then I look at it, right? Maliangin is not like your normal big resort, loads of rooms, you know. You get like tons and tons of tourists to come in. You only have about, what, 10 rooms?
Yeah.
Why that thing about making it so small?
We wanted to have a quiet place, you know, instead of a crowded place, so that for people to come here and enjoy, because I myself, I like quiet places, you know, so it's like you take a picture on the beach, you know, the background is just nature, you don't have anybody else, you know, and then we cater for maximum of 20 packs. So it's good for those families or companies that want to charter the whole place, you know, to do their own event.
Right.
Yeah, but of course the road is quite difficult because the market for this is not that much. Because many people nowadays, they're looking for crowded places where you have a nightlife, you know, that. But still there are people who are like me.
Let's talk about the underwater part of it. What made you think that, you know what, oh wow, this is beautiful. I think that, you know, we'll be able to actually bring more people and spread the news of diving in Maliangin?
Because this area actually is part of the Coral Triangle. Okay, and then
speaking about the Coral Triangle, Sorry, I'm a bit excited.
And then we are at intersection between South China Sea and Sulu Sea. And then this place, it has been untouched until now, so we are not expecting a lot of tourists. So the corals here, the landscape here is actually magnificent. But unfortunately, one thing, we don't have big fishes. But sometimes, yes, we do.
Yeah.
Okay, but we are looking at the macro, we are looking at the landscapes, schools of fish, yes, yeah, we do have that. Yeah, that's about it.
Can I ask you, in 3 words, describe Maliangin?
What about 2 words?
Wow! Okay,
Okay, to me, it would be like redefining paradise.
Redefining paradise.
To me, yes.
I love it. Sitting here, right, making coffee and listening to you. The words that he uses, redefining paradise, is literally paradise is where and what you define it to be. And then one way or the other, we took a total of 9 hours to reach this paradise. And I would have to say, many people will go, yeah, never mind lah, so far, you know. But being here, talking about Coral Triangle, because not many people know about this, yeah. Malaysia, Philippines, Indonesia forms the Coral Triangle of the world. And in fact, one of the most important coral habitat in the world, because the coral is like your little climate controlling agent. And we are very important. And he's using that word because he knows what he has here. I think that's beautiful. And literally, for that, an espresso, while I enjoy the screensaver, and then we wait to go diving. Redefine paradise, eh?
Coming up, Kevin will guide me and the Borneo Dive team as we plunge into 2 breathtaking dive sites. Stay tuned. Nestled around the scenic island of Maliangin are a collection of diving sites that have captured the attentions of divers worldwide. Positioned within the Coral Triangle of the world, these sites boast beauty at par with renowned destinations in neighboring Indonesia and the Philippines.
This is our dive at Maliangin Island. Okay, the dive site name is DKT. Okay, maximum depth 18 meters, between 16 to 18 maximum depth. Reef will be on our right hand side. Maximum dive time 50 minutes. Okay, no problem.
So we're currently going for a dive in Maliangin Kecil. So where we were, that was Maliangin Besar. So now we've got little Maliangin Kecil. Do not look down on the smaller islands, because a lot of times these small places will have big treasures. It's because I've heard that they've got a lot of nudies here, squid, cuttlefishes. In fact, you might be able to see 1 or 2 bamboo sharks if you're lucky.
The first dive site is situated near Pulau Maliangin Kecil, accessible with a brief 15-minute boat ride. Feeling excited for my debut dive in the waters of Maliangin, I was keen to document the underwater landscape. This area is characterized by diverse hard coral formations, with soft corals flourishing among the rocks at a depth of 15 meters. This marks one of Kevin and his scuba diving team's recent exploration.
Few of us divers will go down together, and then if the spot is okay, then we will go down the second time. We will work together to really pinpoint the points and the topography of the dive site. Third time, fourth time, then we get used to it. Then maybe, we set that as a dive site. So try and error, maybe not all is suitable for diving. Some we don't have the good things or the good topography. But mainly now we have, I think, more than 10 dive sites should be okay.
To the depths below, where the sandy floor defines the landscape. Stay tuned as we delve deeper into the mysteries of the ocean floor.
Before I went into diving, I was in the tourism line. So we run a travel agency, but I'm not a diver. And I'm afraid of the water. I don't know how to swim, nothing. So one day, my instructor, he told me, he said, you cannot be like this. You have to become a diver so that you can understand, divers, you can understand your guests more. So okay, then I took my open water with him. So I was afraid. My open water course for myself was 7 days. And then it's quite a difficult time for me. But after you get through that, then it will be no problem at all. Then I start to love the activity. From there, I decide to continue bringing diving and tourism together. Means that I will tell all the guests that I meet, saying that, okay, if you're not a diver, maybe you should really, try diving. It's really good, it's really fun.
After nearly 30 minutes of diving, we were greeted with a mesmerizing sight. It was akin to a vibrant underwater aquarium, bustling with colorful coral life and sea fans, serving as a playground for various kinds of young fish.
One thing is, not just Maliangin. Now I'm talking about the northern part of Sabah, which is surrounding Maliangin. So Bangi at the back of us, Pulau Bangi is the largest island in Malaysia. So around Maliangin, we have around 50 plus islands. All 50 plus islands undeveloped, untouched, and no tourism at all. And every one of them, really potential. They have the potential of becoming a tourist site, including Balambangan area. Since this place is still untouched and uncovered, for divers, a lot of divers, they have this curiosity. What is that? What is it you can find there? Why diving there? Since less people and no one come here and dive before, maybe the curiosity will make them come. And then of course the macro life here, the topography here, the landscape underwater, and of course the corals are really rich. And we still can see a whole bunch of different soft and hard corals together, really colorful and really untouched. For those that, besides all the famous islands that maybe you have been to once, twice, maybe 10 times, maybe you can try come to a place that really less people have come before.
Nearly 50 minutes underwater, our dive concluded with immense satisfaction. What unfolded beneath the waves is unparalleled, a spectacle exclusive to the depths surrounding Pulau Maliangin. Witnessing its incomparable beauty, it's no wonder internationally divers are willing to invest premium packages for holidays to explore the underwaters of Pulau Maliangin. After completing our first dive, we took a well-deserved 1 hour's break. Now, as we gear up for our second dive in a dive site called The Maze. Continuing Borneo Dive's mission in Pulau Maliangin with scuba diving expert Kevin. His decision to establish a resort and scuba diving center on this island is for his love at his first sight. Kevin was determined to place Pulau Maliangin on the list of popular diving locations in the Borneo archipelago.
So, certain place, some dive centers will say that when it rains, you don't go diving because mostly it's because you're afraid that the wind's too strong and that current on top will be a bit choppy. But for me, I feel that if it's raining and there's no thunder, lightning, you're still gonna get wet up there. Might as well you get wet before you get into the water. Let's ask the legend.
Yes, of course. We get wet before we get wet. We don't wet. Yeah. Yay,
Just as long as we get wet.
Down the same place nearby like the previous dive. So it depends on the current. We follow the current. I think we might go up this way. Okay, so left hand side. Dive time 50 minutes. Not a good pace. Okay. So we try to get close to each other. Okay. Borneo Dive. Let's go.
Amidst rainy weather, the underwater visibility remains crystal clear for divers exploring the ocean depths. Known as the Maze, this dive site, frequented by Kevin and his companions, promises an unforgettable experience. Despite bad weather, this underwater ambience transforms as divers descend into its depths. Visibility extends well beyond 5 meters, offering a breathtaking view of the underwater world. Gentle currents ensure a serene diving experience. The Maze lives up to its reputation, showcasing kaleidoscope of vibrant coral life from rich purples to dazzling hues. Towering soft coral formations adorn this underwater paradise.
This dive that we were supposed to go to this place called the Maze, because according to the people here that runs the dive center, the maze is layers of corals, and in between you'll be able to see rays. And why they call it a maze is because there's a lot of nook and crannies. We got in, the first moment that we jumped in the water, it started to drizzle and rain, and I was telling myself, oh no, how is the visibility gonna get? But I was very relieved and grateful I was not on the boat. I was in the water. The water was warm. It was a good start. The moment we got in, I told myself, wow, visibility in the middle of the sea was pretty clear, pretty nice. We had about an 8-meter visibility. We swam, we saw a lot of nudibranchs. It's been a while since I became speechless when I go diving. This part of the top coral had wonderful boulders scattered with soft corals all over. The different colors of the coral fishes swimming around and reef fishes, and you can smell and hear a lively reef. MashaAllah, wow. As to me, I felt I was being transferred to a land of Avatar, literally.
The coral landscape of the Maze is like something out of a fantasy world. Kevin's successful dive expedition has left me eager to return back to these sites. There's still so much more to explore, especially for passionate divers. During our dives, we encountered several giant clams and a variety of coral fishes. According to Kevin, this captivating landscape is a favorite among divers who frequents Pulau Maliangin. Despite its somewhat secluded location compared to other islands on the Borneo archipelago, Pulau Maliangin offers an immersive, rewarding experience, boasting perfect scenery both on land and underwater.
One thing that they said in Maliangin, it's very seldom you get to see a sea turtle. This is my second dive. Guess who came up to see me? I feel it's my spirit animal. A sea turtle swam by. Wow! I just hope that I got that footage. It was magical. You know what? They always say a rainbow will appear at the end of the rain. That sea turtle and that final dive, and actually getting the Paddy diving legend Clement Lee honoring with me a piece of reef to call Bakis Reef in Maliangin and in the state of Sabah in Borneo.
First time diving, Kevin explores the depths of Bakis Reef, a name he has assigned for this special new dive site. An emotional blend of joy, excitement, of uncovering the natural wonders hidden beneath the waves of Pulau Maliangin. This is just one of many wonders that tourism on Maliangin has to offer.
I don't know how to end this episode. I'm currently standing on Maliangin Besar looking out to Maliangin Kecil, experienced the beautiful, unimaginable underwater world of these two islands. My heart, I guess, came a bit later. If I was there with Kevin, I might just, have a resort next door. But you know what? I won't grab another person's paradise. I'm just glad that he shared this with me. I hope you enjoyed this week's Borneo Dive. See you next week.